Hello everyone, my name is Genius Gamer and today I'm going to be talking about and reviewing the newest Infinite Warfare zombie map called Attack of the Radioactive Thing. The Attack of the Radioactive Thing is part of DLC 3 Absolution for Infinite Warfare, which is available now on PS4 and will be coming a month later for Xbox One and PC. In the review I'll be talking over how the map looks, the setting, how the game, how the map feels, how it plays, and some other minor tidbits like maybe the Easter egg and difficulty and stuff like that. Starting off with the setting. The setting is in the 1950s in a beach, in a Californian beach called Son of a Beach. It's a pun, what are you gonna do about it? If you don't like the humorous take that they're going on with it, then I don't know what you're gonna say. But yeah, it's in the 1950s. You can see it's in the beginning for the first two areas. So the spawn and the second area. Once you open this door, these are two doors. Go in this area. It's black and white. But once you open the second door, it turns into color. So you're not permanently in black and white. So that is a thing. If you don't like the black and white, it's only for a very short while. You can just open two doors and that's it. You'll never get it again in your game. There's a lot of collectibles, as you can see, but that's not saying. But yeah, in the 1950s beach with the with the 1950s, say about the name, the Attack of the Radioactive Thing. A lot of people have criticised the name of this map, being like it's just a dumb name for a map. Why would you ever do that? It's supposed to be a parody or a take on a lot of the films that took place in the 1950s. There's a bunch of films that had like Attack of the Radioactive or Attack of the something. It's just a fun homage to the films back in the old times. It's like nearly 60 years ago. I'm getting bad. But yeah, as you can see, once I probably open another door, it will change the color. The settings, it feels very kind of this beginning area, especially with like the diner or the cars. And like the playground set, it reminds me of Fallout. Like Fallout's set in the somewhat similar time, kind of after the war, World War II, and where like nuclear weapons were kind of being more experimented on and stuff. They were used during World War II in Japan, and with experiments with radioactive stuff, it does feel like Fallout. It's not as Fallout in like there's mutants everywhere and whatever. It's more of just the setting. Fallout, you play as barren wastelands and there's diners and these cars that look very similar because it's roughly the same time period. And I like that. It gives a cool. If you have played Fallout 4, then it does definitely remind you of that, which is pretty cool. I like to see that in a zombie map. That's a cool setting. Now it's not this, this kind of bland kind of looking kind of military tent and diner. You moves on to more of the town setting. There's a market which there's a lot of stuff in it that you use to craft stuff, and there's also things like a cleaver, basically a free Bowie knife, which you need to use to get Pack-a-Punch with, and you need to talk to Elvira, which is the celebrity of this map, who is Elvira, the mistress of the dark. You get to play as her. I've done the Easter egg before this. Maybe that's kind of why this video's later than usual. I have to do the Easter egg, and also a little bit of motivation. Not have the motivation, but I've decided to do it now. But moving on to you get Elvira, you do talk to her, and you get a book, and you feel the thing with a cleaver, and then you get to a Pack-a-Punch, and you get her as like a kind of a small attack. Partner for a little while, like how you had Hoth in Spaceland once you did the Neil challenges. She runs around and shoots stuff, and you use it to gain Pack-a-Punch, which is permanent. You don't have to fill the vial every single time you want a Pack-a-Punch. You just need to fill it once and now open the Pack-a-Punch, and then it changes locations. Double Pack-a-Punches, of course, as well. You can get that by doing this, alien fuses. But you have the market area, then there's like a street area, which is a good place to train. This map is quite big, so racing stripes is definitely needed. I feel like you definitely need racing stripes to progress through the map. But there is also teleporters. They can, if you link teleporters once the power's on, it will go in like a clockwise fashion around the map, which will take you to the next area, which is very, very useful for stuff like that when you're doing the Easter egg or just traveling throughout the map normally, because it's quite a big map. There is a big shortcut through the middle of the map, but it's expensive to go through and can be kind of risky. It's expensive because both doors require 2,000 points, so you need to spend 4,000 points if you can get it right across from kind of the main street where the market and the garage gas station is to the motel and the RV park. And also there's radioactive kind of goo acid that will do a lot of damage if you're not careful, but you can, there's like a lane you can go through. So there's also, you know, the motel area, which has you know, a pool and a trap in it. There's the RV park, which has more traps and other types of stuff as well. There's a lot of kind of locations, and I like the urban setting of the map. I know most, you say like a lot of Treyarch maps, you know, take a lot go in terms of like fantasy kind of, like, you know, they're not real. I mean, zombies isn't real in the first place, but a lot of the locations, you know, going to Stalingrad and having dragons fighting in space, going in a Japanese facility in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. You know, a lot of, I'm not dissing Treyarch Zombies for that. I love the settings there, like especially Dead Suppose. I suppose fantastic looking. But you know, I like urban settings. I prefer urban over kind of rural settings. I don't know, it's just kind of makes the thing feel more grounded. Definitely. I mean, this map has a giant kind of radioactive crab in over by the beach area, which also is another good training spot. And you know, I just like the whole, you know, streets and the market. The market area here is very claustrophobic, so it is kind of hard to, you know, train in there. I recommend not doing that, and you can get caught out. But definitely the street, the beach area are very good training areas for the map. You see, you know, this is a street with a gas station. Go in the gas station for the Easter egg, and you know, map also takes place during the daytime. Compared to the other Infinite Warfare zombie maps, Spaceland, Rave in the Redwoods, and Shaolin Shuffle all take place at night. And a lot of people were praising it, saying, "Oh, I like that it's during the day." So, you know, it makes it look better. The map seems kind of less detailed and less in quality, which some people have said. Maybe because the map is probably the biggest Infinite Warfare zombie map there is so far. It is a pretty big map. It also can get kind of confusing, but you know, after a couple of times you play it, you get used to it, like every other thing. But the map does look nice. You know, look at the sky is nice and blue compared to like just dark and dreary. You know, it's not a typical setting you would see for a zombies map. Well, for Infinite Warfare's, you know, we've just been used to darkness and nighttime. That it's a refreshing take on, you know, the scenery, having it in the sun. And with the setting, there's also one last bit, which is the radio station, which is where Elvira is sitting. You know, you do a task for her, she gives you pack a punch. You can you have to take stuff to her, like a pages and a spell book, and she gives you a vial, which give you pack a punch. And she's also kind of the announcer for the map. And what I mean by she's the announcer for the map is whenever you pick up a power up, she says it. So you know, when you pick up a max ammo, she says max ammo, double cash, insta kill, nuke. She says that, and then occasionally, if she, Willard Wyler would also say, "That's my line," you know. So, you know, just kind of, there's kind of like a rivalry between Elvira and Willard Wyler, which is I love the interactions between Elvira and Willard Wyler in this map. It's what kind of the Shadow Man and Dr. Monty kind of should have been. Instead of, you know, this Dr. Monty or the Shadow Man talking to the characters in Revelations, you know, one by one, and really never interacting. They've rarely ever interacted at all. We've never seen them speak about anything together. But this kind of conflict adds onto the map. It makes the map, you know, has a unique feel to it. I mean, yes, you have repeat quotes, but it still is fun to listen to. And as well, Willard Wyler is getting more and more frustrated that our characters won't die after he sends, you know, he survived through 4 films, you know, Spaceland, Rave, Shaolin, and now this. He's getting more and more angry as our characters survive more. And you know, with the teaser of DLC 4, what the zombie map will be, it depends on, you know, what we're gonna see, what's the ending gonna be. And this map, in terms of say like story, it has you know, a good bulk of story. You know, there's this book that you can pick up on one of the tables as in the motel. It's a black book, you can see it, but you can't. It's on one of the tables I was just looking at now, but it, you know, you can't see it well. But if you activate it as any character other than Elvira, then you get like a quote from Willard Wyler talking about how performance they've done before, saying how they thought Rave would kill him, but they exceeded his expectations and stuff. You know, some interesting dialogue from Willard Wyler, really, talking about how, you know, it's people theorizing, and it's got me kind of interested in the story now. Like, Space Lad had like little to no story other than the intro cutscene. That was it. Rave was had a bit more story. The memory charms around the map, having kind of excerpts from Willard Wyler's daughter, some guy called Matthew and stuff. It was Willard Wyler's daughter's like son-in-law, but yeah, son-in-law. And how like maybe he killed him or something. You know, it's theorizing. Shaolin didn't really have, I mean, there's character bios which I haven't read because I don't really know how to get them, but you know, it's given more details of the characters. But this one, you know, with the interactions between Elvira and Willard Wyler and this book, it definitely gives more of an insight to kind of what Willard Wyler's intentions are. Does he want to kill him? Like, in the beginning we thought Willard Wyler just wants to kill these people, but why? There's a sacrifice for like the demon because he sold his soul. You know, is he just like looking for apprentices? It could be that, you know. Willard Wyler is just looking for who is the best out of this crew to kind of be his successor. You know, I'm just theorizing at this point, and it's, you know, interesting to think about. But you know, with the community care enough for the storyline, when there's little, you know, most big zombie YouTubers play this map for a couple of days, do the Easter egg, and never touch it again. But there's still a lot of people that, you know, there's a couple channels out there dedicated to Infinite Warfare zombies. Good for them. You know, like the map. I like the zombie maps. I think, no, they're fun. You know, when you get tired of maybe Treyarch zombie maps, this is definitely a good alternative. Even though it has enough unique stuff to keep me excited, really. Now to kind of the gameplay. You can see I picked up kind of boxes and stuff around the map which used to fix traps, and these traps, you know, there's electric fence, fire trap, there's a freezer trap in the map which you need to use for the Easter egg and stuff. It has a unique wonder weapon called the MAD, which is I think the modular something device, but whatever. It's basically it's a weapon you can get out of the box, and it's pretty bad when you're out of the box. It's a single shot that will kill a zombie, and it has 15 ammo. Pretty bad if you don't upgrade it. But if you upgrade it by picking up a crowbar, which you can find in the motel, and then hitting these three power boxes around the map, you can get upgrades. It's like a plunger that allows you to refill your ammo from the green goo balls you can see in front of me there. You can refill the ammo up to full. There's a crank which allows you to charge up the weapon, which will allow you to do, you know, kill more than one zombie, have a bigger area of effect and stuff. Then there's like a grip which will, I don't know what the grip does, but it does something. And if you upgrade them all, you get the fully upgraded variant. And there's a trophy for doing it as well. So, you know, the wonder weapon isn't amazing. It's not the best wonder weapon in the world. It's not the worst, but you know, a lot of people say it needs more ammo, and if it needs more ammo, then it'll probably be overpowered or something. I don't know. But it's just a cool weapon, and whatever like that. You know, it has all the DLC weapons in the map, as well. I don't think you even need the season pass or to unlock them in multiplayer to even use them in zombies. Like, one of the wall weapons is the trencher, which, you know, is a supply drop challenge based, you know, a new weapon that was added into the game. You can still get the Trek 50, the Proteus. I mean, the Proteus is broken at the moment. You can't get out the box if it has like anything on it, and even if it's blank, I don't think it even works, which is a shame that they need to fix. But you know, they have that. There's also, you know, they have a lot of, you know, all the DLC weapons. You can buy the UMP off the wall. You can buy the OSA off the wall with the grenade launcher. You know, they added a lot more interesting wall. You can buy the Spartan off the wall for like 1,000 points. It's, you know, it has a lot more weapon variety in the map, which is good. You know, every single DLC they add new weapons for like the wall weapons, whatever. And even like when Infinite Warfare, Infinity War add weapons to the multiplayer, it's already added in every single zombie map. You know, weapons like the trencher, the Proteus, the Trek 50, the Xeon, the VPR, are added to older maps. You know, the VPR came out around Shaolin Shuffle. You can get on Rave and Spaceland. And you see I picked up the weapon there. And there's also different parts around the map, which I kind of like the ones from Shaolin Shuffle, in that you get 3 kind of parts. I mean, they're not like Mahjong tiles and you put them down, but there's 3 parts you pick up or whatever, and you build a trap and it regenerates. It's not like Rave in the Redwoods or Spaceland where you need, you know, souvenir tokens, 3 souvenir tokens, and you get a part. No, it's just you build the thing in a workbench with a blueprint and it recharges every single round or couple rounds or whatever like that. There's also a new perk added in the map called Change Choose. Costs 1,500 points, and basically what it is whenever you shoot a zombie in the head, it has a chance to activate a little bonus effect. These bonus effects vary from like ice, so it freezes zombies in around the one you shot in the head, a fire one that explodes and deals them fire damage, a lightning one which stuns them, and I think there's one other one that I can't particularly remember, but there's like 4 different types, and you change the effects by going down to red health, which is risky, which I don't recommend doing, or this removing the perk and buying it again, which is, I think, is a much safer option to do if you have the money. If you have the money, then you can, you know, do that. But overall, I think the map is very fun. It's better than Rave. My opinion on Rave has changed. I think Rave is quite a boring map now. I'll definitely rate Rave in the Redwoods about a 6.5. It's kind of boring. It's the only lively part of the map is the Rave part. Every other part is just kind of dark. I mean, yeah, go with the theme, you know, a dark cabin in the woods, horror feel of the 70s. I still know it's the 90s, it's not the 70s. It just seems very lifeless in the map, you know. It's also, it's not that fun to play. I mean, a lot of people like Rave in the Woodwoods. I still think Spaceland is the best zombie map they have so far, but this becomes probably as a close second between it's probably this map is going to be, let me speak properly, let me speak English once. This is probably my second favorite map. It is pretty damn fun. There's a lot of stuff to collect, but that's mainly for the Easter egg, whatever. You know, there's zombie parts. You have to do chemical. You have to build a. You know how to build a nuclear bomb, and then the boss fight is also hard and whatever. But on solo, but you can do it. I did it. You can play as Elvira. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff to collect. They're not required. They're all for the Easter egg. The map's pretty fun. I like this map more than Shaolin, mainly because Shaolin isn't, you know, it has fun aspects, but it's, you know, there's not a lot of good places to train. It's just, I don't know, there isn't as many places to train as this map, and you know, training you can get the higher rounds and stuff. which is a lot more fun. But hopefully you enjoyed this review, and make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.